Hatred rarely announces itself. Especially when it comes from someone close to you. Friends, partners, co-workers, even family members don't usually say, "I resent you." Instead, according to Carl Jung, the unconscious finds quieter, more deceptive ways to express what the ego refuses to admit. What you feel as confusion, discomfort, or a constant sense of being slightly diminished is often not accidental. It is psychological leakage. The most dangerous form of hatred is not loud hostility. It is disguised proximity. 1. They celebrate you, but with a delay. When something good happens to you, their reaction is never immediate. There is a pause. A subtle recalibration. They congratulate you, but only after processing how your success makes them feel about themselves. Jung would describe this as an ego injury. Your progress activates their shadow, the parts of themselves they failed to become. Instead of confronting that pain, they mask it with forced approval. The words are right, but the energy is off. You leave the interaction feeling strangely deflated, even though nothing bad was said. 2. They remember your weak moments better than your growth. Someone who secretly resents you has an excellent memory, selectively. They recall who you used to be, not who you are now. Your past mistakes, insecurities, or failures are kept alive in subtle jokes, passing comments, or concerned reminders. Jung believed that people project what they cannot integrate. By freezing you in an old version of yourself, they protect themselves from facing their own stagnation. Your evolution threatens their identity, so they deny it. 3. They minimize through comparison. They never attack you directly. Instead, they compare. Someone else is more disciplined. Someone else is more talented. Someone else is more naturally gifted. The comparison is framed as casual conversation, but its purpose is psychological leveling. Jung saw comparison as a defense mechanism, a way to neutralize perceived superiority without open conflict. The hatred isn't in what they say, but in why they need to say it at all. 4. They support you, as long as you don't outgrow them. At the beginning, they encourage you. They listen. They advise. But the moment your growth becomes irreversible, the tone changes. Questions replace encouragement. Doubt replaces belief. Suddenly they are just being realistic. Jung warned that relationships often collapse not because of failure, but because of transformation. Your independence disrupts the unconscious contract, you were not supposed to surpass them. 5. They are uncomfortable with your silence. When you stop explaining yourself, they become restless. When you stop oversharing, they push for details. Silence removes their ability to monitor and control their position relative to you. Jung emphasized that individuation, becoming whole, requires withdrawal from unnecessary validation. Those who benefit from your emotional transparency often resent your boundaries. Not because you changed, but because they lost access. 6. They offer advice you didn't ask for. Unsolicited advice is rarely about helping you. It is about reasserting superiority. They correct your choices, refine your plans, and subtly imply you would be lost without their perspective. Jung would call this a power compensation. By positioning themselves as wiser, they avoid confronting their own uncertainty. The advice feels heavy, not supportive, because it isn't meant to lift you, but to anchor you. 7. They react strangely to your confidence. Confidence exposes hidden resentment faster than failure ever could. When you speak clearly, stand firmly, or refuse to self-deprecate, they respond with sarcasm, mockery, or silence. Jung believed the shadow reacts aggressively when confronted with what it lacks. Your self-trust reflects their internal doubt. Instead of resolving it, they attempt to destabilize yours. 8. They need you to stay emotionally available, but not equal. They expect your empathy, your listening, your presence, but resist offering the same depth in return. Emotional imbalance is not accidental. Jung noted that unequal emotional exchange often hides unconscious hostility. As long as you are giving, you are useful. As soon as you require reciprocity, you become inconvenient. 9. They disguise criticism as humor. The joke lands, but it cuts slightly too deep. When you react, they dismiss it, "I was kidding." Jung saw humor as a socially acceptable mask for aggression. The unconscious uses laughter to bypass responsibility. If the comment had no hostility behind it, it wouldn't need the protection of a joke. 10. Your intuition never fully rests around them. This is the most important sign. Nothing is overt. Nothing is obvious. But your nervous system knows. Jung trusted intuition as a form of unconscious intelligence. If you consistently feel guarded, smaller, or subtly tense around someone, your psyche is responding to information your rational mind hasn't fully articulated yet. Hatred leaves an energetic residue. You feel it before you understand it. Carl Jung did not believe the goal was to confront every hidden enemy. He believed the goal was awareness. When you see clearly, you stop negotiating with people who unconsciously oppose your becoming. You don't need to accuse. You don't need to explain. Distance, silence, and inner alignment are often the most mature responses. Not everyone who stays close to you wants you to rise. And not everyone who smiles at you is on your side. Once you see that, you stop taking their behavior personally. You take it seriously. If you understood, welcome to the club. Rise or repeat. The choice is yours.